You think WWE is scripted entertainment? You think these superstars are just playing characters? Well, explain this to me. Brock Lesnar, the Beast incarnate himself, just had the most embarrassing wardrobe malfunction in WWE history, and WWE is desperately trying to scrub this footage from the internet. But we got it all on camera, and what happened next will make your jaw drop. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to witness is the moment that WWE executives are having nightmares about. This isn't your typical botched spot or forgotten line, this is pure, unfiltered chaos that nobody saw coming, and it's already sending shockwaves through the wrestling community. Let me paint you the picture of what went down on Friday Night SmackDown. R-Truth, bless his heart, was in the middle of one of his classic comedy segments. The man was doing what he does best, being completely oblivious to reality while somehow making us all laugh in the process. But then, out of nowhere, Brock Lesnar's music hits. Now, we all know what happens when Brock's music hits. Grown men scatter like roaches when the lights come on. The entire arena goes dead silent except for that bone-chilling entrance theme. Even the cameramen start shaking because they know something violent is about to happen. But R-Truth? This man doesn't even turn around. He's still dancing, still completely in his own little world, probably thinking John Cena's about to come help him with whatever nonsense he's cooking up this week. Brock storms down that ramp like a man possessed. You can see it in his eyes, he's not here for games, he's not here for entertainment, he's here to remind everyone why he's called the Beast incarnate. The way he's moving, the intensity in his face, you know R-Truth is about to get absolutely demolished. But here's where things get interesting, and this is where WWE's narrative completely falls apart. See, they want you to believe this was all planned. They want you to think that what happened next was just part of the show. But I'm telling you right now, what you're about to see proves that even WWE can't control everything, and sometimes reality crashes into their perfectly scripted world in the most spectacular way possible. Brock gets in that ring, and R-Truth finally realizes what's happening. The poor guy's face goes from pure joy to absolute terror in about half a second. It's like watching someone realize they just walked into a lion's den wearing a meat suit. But you know what? Credit to R-Truth, the man doesn't run. He stands there, probably hoping this is all just a bad dream, but he stands there like a warrior about to face his doom. Now, here's what WWE doesn't want you to know. They've been pushing this narrative that Brock is somehow getting soft, that he's not the same dominant force he used to be. They've been booking him in these weird situations, trying to make him more accessible to the audience. But what happened next proves that Brock Lesnar is still every bit the unstoppable force he's always been, maybe even more dangerous now. Brock grabs R-Truth, and you can see the exact moment when R-Truth realizes his fate is sealed. The Beast lifts him up for the F5, and this is where physics decided to teach WWE a lesson they'll never forget. See, Brock's been hitting the gym hard lately. I'm talking about adding serious muscle mass, getting even more jacked than we've ever seen him. The man is an absolute unit right now, and his ring gear apparently didn't get the memo. As Brock spins R-Truth around in that devastating F5, something unprecedented happens. The sheer force, the raw power, the incredible torque generated by Brock's massive frame, it was too much for his wrestling trunks to handle. We're talking about a wardrobe malfunction that makes Janet Jackson's Super Bowl incident look like child's play. The sound was unmistakable, right there in the middle of SmackDown, in front of thousands of screaming fans and millions watching at home. Brock Lesnar's pants just gave up. They surrendered to the raw power of the Beast incarnate. And the look on Brock's face? Priceless. For maybe the first time in his entire WWE career, Brock Lesnar looked genuinely surprised. Not angry, not intense, just completely caught off guard by what had just happened. R-Truth hits the mat, completely oblivious to the chaos he just inadvertently caused, while Brock is standing there trying to process the fact that his gear just betrayed him on live television. But here's what makes this story even more incredible, the crowd's reaction. At first, there's this moment of stunned silence. Nobody knows how to react because this is so far outside the realm of normal WWE programming. But then, like a dam bursting, the entire arena erupts. People are pointing, laughing, taking pictures, going absolutely crazy. The referees don't know what to do. The commentary team goes silent for what feels like an eternity. Michael Cole is probably getting screamed at through his headset by Vince McMahon or whoever's running things backstage now, trying to figure out how to handle this unprecedented situation. And R-Truth? The man gets up, takes one look at the situation, and his reaction is perfect. Instead of being embarrassed or trying to help cover up the situation, he starts laughing. The man can't contain himself. He's pointing, he's giggling like a skookid, and somehow he manages to make this incredibly awkward situation even funnier. But wait, it gets better. Because WWE's production team goes into absolute panic mode. They're trying to cut to commercial, they're switching camera angles like crazy, they're doing everything possible to minimize the exposure, pun intended, of the situation. But it's too late. The damage is done. Social media is already going insane. Within minutes of this happening, Twitter explodes. Instagram is flooded with screenshots and clips. TikTok users are creating memes faster than WWE's legal team can file takedown notices. This moment goes viral in the most spectacular way possible, and WWE is absolutely powerless to stop it. Now, here's what really makes me angry about WWE's response to this whole situation. Instead of embracing the moment, instead of acknowledging that sometimes real life creates better entertainment than any script ever could, they go into damage control mode. They start issuing statements about wardrobe malfunctions and technical difficulties. They're treating this like it's some kind of scandal instead of recognizing it for what it really is, pure, unscripted entertainment gold. Think about it, when was the last time WWE gave us a moment that was genuinely surprising? When was the last time something happened that we didn't see coming from a mile away? This Brock Lesnar pants-splitting incident is exactly the kind of unpredictable chaos that makes wrestling fun. But instead of celebrating it, WWE's corporate machine kicks into overdrive trying to sanitize it. And let's talk about Brock's reaction after the initial shock wore off. The man is a professional, right? He's been doing this for decades. So what does he do? He improvises. He grabs a towel from ringside, wraps it around his waist, and somehow manages to maintain his intimidating presence even in this ridiculous situation. That's the mark of a true superstar, turning an embarrassing moment into entertainment. But R-Truth isn't done yet. Oh no, this beautiful, chaotic human being decides to make the situation even more memorable. He starts doing his little dance again, but now he's incorporating the towel situation into his routine. He's pointing at Brock, making gestures about the ripped pants, and somehow managing to get the crowd even more invested in this unplanned segment. The two of them end up having this bizarre interaction that's part comedy, part awkwardness, and completely genuine. There's no script here, no predetermined outcome, just two performers dealing with an unexpected situation and somehow creating magic in the process. What really gets me fired up is how WWE handled the aftermath. Instead of putting this moment on their highlight reels, instead of embracing the viral nature of what happened, they bury it. They edit it out of replays, they don't mention it on their social media accounts, they pretend like it never happened. It's like they're embarrassed by the most entertaining moment they've produced in months. This is exactly what's wrong with modern WWE. They're so obsessed with controlling every single aspect of their product that they can't recognize genuine entertainment when it literally rips open right in front of them. They'd rather have perfectly choreographed, sanitized moments than embrace the unpredictable chaos that made wrestling great in the first place. And don't even get me started on how this could have been turned into an amazing storyline. Imagine if WWE had embraced this moment instead of trying to hide from it. Picture R-Truth going around backstage, telling everyone about the time he made Brock Lesnar's pants explode. Imagine the comedy segments they could have created, the merchandise opportunities, the social media content. But no, instead we get corporate damage control and sanitized statements. We get a company so afraid of looking imperfect that they'd rather ignore their most viral moment than figure out how to capitalize on it. Here's the thing that really makes the story incredible, it proves that Brock Lesnar is still every bit the physical specimen he's always been. The man generated so much power during that F5 that his clothes couldn't handle it. That's not embarrassing, that's impressive. That's the kind of raw strength that reminds you why Brock Lesnar is considered one of the most dangerous athletes on the planet. Think about the physics involved here. We're talking about a man who can deadlift over 600 pounds, who can move with explosive speed despite weighing nearly 300 pounds himself, generating enough rotational force to literally destroy his own clothing. That's not a wardrobe malfunction, that's a demonstration of superhuman strength. But WWE's response suggests they see it as something to be ashamed of instead of celebrated. They're treating one of their biggest stars like he's committed some kind of professional sin instead of providing us with the most genuinely entertaining moment SmackDown has seen in ages. And let's be real about something else, this moment humanized Brock Lesnar in a way that years of scripted segments never could. For just a few minutes, we saw the man behind the Beast incarnate character. We saw someone who could laugh at himself, someone who could roll with an unexpected situation, someone who's ultimately just a human being doing his job under extraordinary circumstances. That's the kind of authentic moment that creates real connections with audiences. That's the kind of unscripted reality that makes people fall in love with wrestling in the first place. But WWE's corporate mindset can't see past the potential embarrassment to recognize the entertainment gold they stumbled into. The aftermath on social media tells the whole story. Fans love this moment. People who haven't watched WWE in years were sharing clips and talking about how this reminded them why they used to love wrestling. New fans were discovering the unpredictable nature of live television. This was a gift to WWE's marketing department, but they were too scared to unwrap it. What makes me even more frustrated is thinking about all the missed opportunities. This could have been the start of the greatest comedy partnership in WWE history. R-Truth and a slightly more human Brock Lesnar could have created television magic. Instead, we get silence and pretense that nothing happened. The truth is, moments like these are exactly what WWE needs more of. Not more scripted drama, not more manufactured controversy, but real, genuine, unpredictable human moments that remind us why we love watching these incredible athletes perform at the highest level. So WWE, here's a free piece of advice from someone who clearly cares more about entertaining your audience than protecting your corporate image. Embrace the chaos. Celebrate the unexpected. Stop trying to control every single moment and let your performers be human beings. Because when you do, you get magic like Brock Lesnar's pants-splitting F5, and that's worth more than any perfectly scripted segment you could ever produce. What do you think? Are you as frustrated as I am with WWE's response to this incredible moment? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button for more WWE content that actually tells you the truth about what's happening in sports entertainment.